Hey guys, welcome to day one of the 5-day challenge. My name is Joe Martino, I'm the founder of Collective Evolution, and I'm here to take you through the welcome of what this is all about, how I got here when it comes to this challenge, why we're jumping into it, and what it can do for you, which is ultimately what the core message is of Collective Evolution. So this 5-day challenge, I mean, the story behind it, which I'll get to in a second, is quite fascinating. It was something that was near and dear to me. It's really important what it ended up creating in my life and what I've seen it create in many people's lives. But it ultimately is all about getting us in tune with ourselves, getting us into alignment with who we are, knowing more about ourselves, being able to grow and evolve at that level, but then also being able to create our lives from that space. Because when we're in alignment, when we're in touch with who we truly are, which is what this is all about, we create much differently and with a lot more support, not only from ourselves, but from people around us. You know, when there's times where you're trying to do something, you're trying to get it going, but you're just struggling with motivation, or you're doing something in particular and just every 5 seconds you're running into roadblocks and everything's impossible. Now, it's not to say that challenges aren't good, but usually it means something's out of alignment. And so what this is all about is, what if we could get ourselves into complete alignment with who we are, know ourselves completely, and begin creating from that space? What would our lives look like? How would the world change? How would things be different, right? That's what this is all about. And this challenge has not only done that for myself, but it has done that for many, many, many other people that I've put through this challenge. So how did this come about? Back in, I think it was something like 2011, I was putting together the script and the outline and everything for CE3 The Shift, which is the latest documentary we released back in early 2014. You can check that out on the members area. But basically that film was all about exploring the shift that's happening on the planet. What is going on? Why is it happening? What does it look like? Where are we going? What can we do about it? That's what that whole film was about. But at one point I got into a really, really big creative block with it. And my life was very busy. I didn't have a lot of time. I wasn't really making much time for myself. And I kind of hit this point of like, I need to do something about this. So I set up some rules, some guidelines, and created a challenge for myself. Essentially, I would spend 1 hour with myself every single day. And I couldn't have any electronics, devices, couldn't hang out with people, couldn't do anything like that. No music, nothing. It had to be me, and journaling or meditation or something like that. That's what it was all about. Within 1 day, I was already starting to get some amazing insight coming through about myself and my own life, just after 1 day of spending 1 full hour doing this. By the second day, another whole layer unfolded. By that third day, the entire outline and the first half of the script for CE3 was suddenly finished, complete, and written. By the fourth day, I had finished the other 50%. So in a matter of 4 days, I got back into alignment with who I was, tapped into the creative power that was trying to come through but was just being limited by the fact that I wasn't listening to myself, and I created an entire film in a matter of a couple of days. Now, of course, there was editing and all that stuff that went on after, but the point was, it was very, very powerful in getting me into alignment with who I was and what my soul was trying to create at that time. And I'm going to show you how to do all of that through this challenge. But the key is, it's going to take a commitment. You're going to have to say, okay, you know what? I buy into this. I want to do it. I want to jump in. I mean, after all, it's why you're here watching this video anyway. And I'm going to commit to it. I'm going to give my all to these hours. I'm not going to break the rules. I'm not going to mess around with the structure and try and create it my own and do all these things right away. Eventually down the road, I say go for it. But on the first 5 days, maybe even 6, 7, 10 days, if you keep this thing going, do it exactly how I have outlined, because it's super powerful and it's designed that way for a reason. When I had seen the results that this challenge gave me, I created the 30 Days of You challenge, which was something I did a few years ago. I put over 150,000 people through that challenge. And the results that I've seen, the things that I've heard, the emails that I've gotten back from people have been amazing. So I know this works. Not only have I seen it with myself, but I've seen it happen with many, 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 many other people. So this is exciting. I mean, it's an exciting time to be, taking a whole nother group of people and say, hey, let's dive into this together, and let's ultimately change the world out there by changing ourselves within. Collective Evolution has always had a message near and dear to its heart. It's the core of why it all began in the first place. And that's if we can shift ourselves, if we can shift our own consciousness, if we can create the awareness within ourselves first, we can then create everything outside of ourselves. Because change starts within. That's what this is all about. And this challenge is going to help facilitate that entire process. So below, there's going to be some guidelines as to how to go about this challenge very succinctly. It's going to be very clear. Every day of the challenge is going to involve things like meditation, is going to involve things like journaling, is going to involve certain reflections, that sort of stuff. It's not a ton of work. As much as it seems like, oh, you just listed off a bunch of things, it's very simple. However, it's enough work that it's actually going to make a difference. In this day and age, we want everything to we want massive changes, massive things to happen without putting in any effort. We don't want to focus on ourselves. We don't want to personally evolve. We just want everything easy peasy. But that's not what this is about. And that's not what our shift in consciousness, what this whole evolution is about. So it's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take a little bit of effort. Surprise. That's what it comes down to. So again, below there's going to be the guidelines listed out. It's spending 1 hour every day with yourself. I know it sounds like a lot of time. You may not have that, but I promise you, you do. When I first started this challenge, I was running Collective Evolution full-time just like I am now. I was crazy busy. I had stuff going on all the time, but I still managed to do it because I was dedicated and it meant a lot to me to make sure that I did this and made it happen. So that's the same kind of thing you got to bring within yourself. So in terms of next steps, there's going to be an exercise here in a second. This is kind of how each of the videos is going to go. Some of them are going to get a little bit more content and that sort of stuff each day. But ultimately, before you get to the next step, go to the, you can even pause the video right now if you want. Go to the rest of this page, read how the challenge works, the outlines, the guidelines, that sort of stuff. It's all going to be listed there. Download the 2 worksheets that come with it. And print them out if you want. You can also do them digitally if you're able to do that. But I always recommend printing them out because writing things down is very powerful. And then download or check out the meditation that comes with this, because that meditation is something you're going to use every single day. And it's a great 1 to 2 minute meditation that just clears out the energy and brings in some new stuff, and it's very powerful. So each of the days is going to end with an exercise. And I challenge everybody in those exercises to truly give yourself all to it, put yourself in it completely. Not only that, but share the exercise or the results of that exercise in the comments below with the community, because that's a big part of this as well, is putting ourselves out there, really just being honest with ourselves enough to be able to say, look, here's who I am in this moment, and that's going to shift and that's going to change, but here's who I am right now. And there's a very big amount of power in being able to do that and being able to honestly say, this is me, accept me. With it, you're saying that to yourself very much. So what the first exercise is going to be all about is after you do the meditation, because it's very important to do the meditation first. So after you do the meditation, I want you to write down on the worksheet that's provided 3 things that you really want to shift about yourself or shift within yourself. Whether it be certain characteristics that, you've always kind of knew you wanted to make some changes on, or maybe it's things that people say about you a lot, or maybe it's certain things that you really want to get started and start doing. What are the things that you want to start shifting or changing about yourself? And again, try and make it really personal, because this is personal. This is what this is all about. It's about changing within, because that version of you will start to reflect very differently in the world. An entirely different world will open up for you. I cannot stress enough how important it is to change your inner world, your inner frequency, before going about certain projects or certain things that you want to do that are in line with your soul purpose, for them to really come into fruition and work properly. So whatever those 3 things are that you end up writing out after you do the meditation so that you can really get a little bit deeper into it, write them down in the comments below as well. Share them with the community. Let everybody know what it is that you feel about yourself and how you're working. If you're truly, truly, truly not comfortable with it, that's okay too. But I challenge us to sort of go beyond that a little bit and say, you know what, this is me, this is who I am. I'm ready to put it out there. Because that's the beginning parts of this entire process. So do the worksheet, enjoy the meditation. We're going to do a lot more of this stuff over the next few days. Again, sharing comments below. Every time a comment is shared, it'll be an entry into the prizes that we're going to have at the end of this thing, which, stay tuned for because they're going to be pretty cool. But I'm really excited that we're starting on this journey together. I truly think you can get a lot out of this so long as you commit to it. I've seen it happen. I've experienced it personally. That's why I'm doing this, because I really want to help make that impact and pass that impact on to other people, because that's how this world is going to change. So enjoy day one. Remember to read the guidelines as well, and we'll catch you tomorrow on day 2.